Hello, good morning. Welcome to Module 6. I will be reading a discussion forum question for Module 6, and I will try to select one of your answers. Just read it and then comment on it, and maybe give you some tips or share some of my experiences on about the subject matter. I saw this morning from Merrick Mara. He already added me on Facebook and I didn't add him, so I think I just didn't see. So I added him now and I told him, don't worry, all the action still needs to be on my portal, not on Facebook, because anything you post on my Facebook, I mean on my on my portal is not graded. So we only use Facebook because you can access it on your phone as an app. In contrast to my portal, you really can't use it while you're on the go on your mobile phone. So what happens on Facebook, it also happens in my portal. So as much as possible, be active in my portal more than Facebook. I just like announcing stuff through Facebook, but I also announce some stuff on my portal. Okay, so the question for this week, the assistance programs for small enterprises. The agencies and acronyms that you learned here in Module 6 might have overwhelmed you. Financial assistance and loans are important so that entrepreneurs with no startup capital can go into business. But do you think it is wise to go into business if you have to borrow money from the start? I'd like to get your thoughts about loans. There are other ways to start a business, but borrowing money is the most common practice. Personally, would you borrow money from the government, the bank, your family, and friends? And then I said, share, share. Okay, I'll read something from Mary Bernadette Ignacio. She said, when financial assistance is needed, entrepreneurs must consider partnership, where you can have three partners. Infusing capital is easy, or getting investors rather than sole proprietorship to avoid borrowing money from the government, the bank, lending companies, friends, or relatives. I personally think that it's not a good idea to start a small business through a loan. I don't want to think the reason I'm doing this business is because I have loans to pay. It defeats the purpose of why you even decided to go into business in the first place. So my idea is to go into partnership, or if they don't want to be your business partners, get them to invest instead. The rules are different when they come in as investors rather than creditors. Yes, an interesting point, because once people invest in you, you have a corporation already. So it's a different setup with a partnership because you really have to think this through. For example, originally I had a partnership in mind when I started the business. But when you have a partnership, you have equal say. You have equal say on the regarding the decisions that happens in your business. So if you want to get a partner, you should be really sure that it is gonna be him or her or they, because maybe down the line you would have a different vision for your company or corporation, and then you would fight over it. So let's try to avoid that. So try to know if they're there for the long haul, or if it's just for a moment or for a while. It's like getting married, actually, finding a business partner. And then of course in business, whoever has the most investment or who have put more capital, actually legally they have more say regarding your business. So for example, in our corporation, whoever has the biggest stock, the biggest share, he or she has the authority to make decisions, actually. So for the longest time, for 6 years I was the major stockholder for the company. But then we bought a restaurant and integrated with our cafe, so we had to get another investor to buy the restaurant. And then eventually she's the one running the place right now. So I'm just like a co-owner with some stocks invested in the cafe. So I don't really actually run it now on a day-to-day basis. I used to be, but now I'm working on other businesses while this one is running on its own. So there, you have to make sure if your partners are on the same boat, the same page, before you. It's not something. This is not a high school project or a college project where, hey, let's do this. This sounds cool. Okay, give me money. You have money, partner with me. I have the skills. You have the money, so let's be partners. No, eventually, when it all boils down to legalities, whoever has the most capital invested in the place, well, he or she should decide what's gonna happen, because down the line you're gonna be talking money about money most of the time, and that's really hard because all the passion that you have for your business would eventually die down when all they talk about is money. You'll really get exhausted and get stressed out just doing Excel sheets, meeting with accountants, meeting with your lawyer, whatever. So if you want to play it safe, do it alone. Um, if you really trust your partners, get a partner. If your partners don't have money but you have the same vision, just start a corporation with a few of your friends or your family. But of course, also be cautious and make it clear to them that they are investors and not creditors, because and have everything on paper, because some people think that when the business is not doing well and they want their money back, you can't do that. As investors, you can't do that. You can't give them their money back. They did not lend you money, they invested in you. So if the business doesn't pick up, it's also their loss. So most people don't know that. So um, you have to make it clear to them that they're investors. They share the risk. They share the risk of the business. If you lose money, they also lose their money. So you have to make that clear. Anyway, this discussion will be elaborated in another course in new enterprise planning. So you'll know what business entity you will take: sole proprietorship, partnership, or a corporation. But as early as now, because this is PED, start thinking about it. Look for a good partner or a good group of friends who you know will stay with you in the business for a long time, because a business is not just a short project or whatever. This is, I started the business when I was 21 years old. Now I'm 29, so that's how long we've been doing this, and I'm the only original member left. Okay, so it's hard when you have to run your business on your own. At the beginning, there's many of you, and then down the line, when things go hard and the going gets tough, then you find yourself alone. But eventually, you will find other people. I think I talked about networking in the other thread, the one with Selena's video in it. Networking is good. You find the right people. Try to meet as many people as you can, people you can trust, and don't be naive, because it's really a cutthroat world out here in entrepreneurship. So be careful who you talk to. Don't just trust anybody. But you really have to be confident in your own skills. That's why taking this course is also part of skill building. You have to be confident enough to take the risks that you want to take, and you have to be in prepared always in, especially in borrowing money or asking for money. Well, the strategy that we did before when we started this business, we just asked from our friends and our family. So that's a good start because they understand. But then eventually, you have to pay them. Everyone should earn every week. I mean, every year, every month. If you can give dividends every month, that's good. Even if it's just 1,000 a month, at least they know that money is going in. Okay, but yeah. So for me, I'm really not for loans, but if you're confident that you can pay back your loans, then go for it. Well, there's crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter and Indiegogo. You can use that for your starting capital. It's very easy to use. You can get funding from everywhere, and you just have to give like rewards or perks like a t-shirt or a sticker in return for their contributions. It really works. We're in an Indiegogo campaign right now, but for another business, not the cafe. And in just a few days, if you have a good advocacy plan, if you have a good business plan, if you had a good convincing video, people will really believe what you're doing, and they will start putting money in your Indiegogo. So check that out. I think I'll flash Indiegogo, the website over here, and you check it out. Most people use it right now to start their own businesses, their farms, their NGO, their advocacy, and whatever. Okay, so please post your video responses on Facebook if you have time. Video responses are not really required. I just want to see you and hear your voice. And but you can also just answer here in the discussion forum. It's graded. The video is not graded. This is just for fun, and I want to try something new. And it's better for me to watch than just to read all of your posts. Okay, so see you.